So today I'm going to start a series where I'm going to try and improve my game as quickly as I can, really, by watching a mixture of tips and tricks videos and strategy guides, tea hunting, and just playing the game and seeing if I can improve my mechanical skill and my game sense to just becoming a better all-round player. So this will almost be a sort of vlog of my improvement over time. So I want to give you some background of why I've started to do this. So this season, I dropped a copper for the first time ever. I managed to get out and got to bronze 1, but then had a bit of a losing streak where I went straight back down. So I've always seen myself as a reasonably good player, so I'm not the greatest mechanically, but I have some good game sense and know my calls. However, this season has thrown that into question, because what I'm currently doing is not working, and I definitely need to change or just be forever sort of just a low silver bronze player. So I've started doing some drills to improve my mechanical skill first, because I think this is my weakest area in the game. So I jumped into a quick match and just entered a building. So I heard a cav on my left and quickly flicked towards the noise. I saw her and she saw me and I died. Ordinarily, I'd have put this down to bad luck and moved on. Learned nothing and continued making the same mistakes over and over again. However, I reviewed the footage and it showed what the problem was. So let's break this down. So I've never used this before. Right, okay. So just gonna run through this. To be honest, actually, this is worth pointing out. This run here, probably because it was casual, I wasn't really thinking. I don't have a. I look at how zigzaggy my run is. I'm like thinking. I don't have a clue of where I want to push. I'm thinking, do I want to push up to the balcony? Do I want to push through arts? Do I want to push through main entrance? I ended up going main entrance. But I think this didn't help. I didn't have a clue where I wanted to push. Now, first off, this is pretty good crosshair placement. I think I'm at head height. If there's a guy coming around here, brilliant drawing here. I'm probably gonna hit him in the head. So start off, that's pretty good, but that chair angle there. Second. That chair angle there is an absolute pain because if someone's peeking there, they can literally only see your head when you're on the right side of that doorway. So it's probably not great that I'm pushing in here. And let's see, just the amount of angles I'm exposed to. I'm exposed from here, here, and of course here. And also someone could actually run out the corridor here and tap me here. So I'm exposed in 3, maybe 4 different angles, which I can be killed from. So there's someone on the stairs, I'm dead, because they're probably aimed at me, and I am nowhere near them. Someone's in there, which of course there is, probably dead, because there's no chance. And if someone comes from here, I probably have a decent chance of killing them, because my crosshair placement is nice and high, and I can probably kill them. Now here, you see I heard that cav, I heard a little shuffle, and I flick. I think we can all see, if you've never played this game before, I think you can see the problem with this. My crosshair is here, her head is there. This was just a panic flick, and I've turned my sensitivity down since then because this sense just wasn't working for me. Because the amount of correction I've got to do to get from here to here is just, it's ridiculous. Just like the only thing I can say is if I draw a line, my crosshair placement is pretty good. You know, I'm at crouch height, but yeah, at a height level. But from a position level, it's just atrocious, and this is the big issue really here. And to be fair, if we just pause it, just that's gonna be really difficult to do. I think I do actually manage to flick onto her, but the thing is, the amount of correction it took me just so long, and she was just able to kill me in that time. And I'm pretty lucky I didn't get interrogated. Still, only a casual match. It didn't really matter, and I had the fucking diffuser as well. Like, this is just, if this was a ranked game, could you imagine if I was that guy who ran off a diffuser, died to a cav, and now the cav has diffuser in main entrance when the site's upstairs? I mean, at least they weren't like statue and trophy, but come on, this is just, it's so bad. Like, it does hurt to watch. But yeah, so that is basically the main issue. And now I'll show you how I would push this site. Here's how I'm going to push the site now. After watching about the footage. So I'm going to be pushing this place, the main entrance, and the first thing I'd say is don't push this. There's a terrible place to push just for the amount of angles you're exposed to. It's just horribly tedious to push, and you're probably gonna die unless you get very lucky and there's nobody holding any of the angles. But so first I would break that go and go immediately down here, and then pre-fire that chair angle to punish anyone who's on the chair. You could jiggle peek it a bit as well if you wanted to. Okay, once I'm sure there's nobody there, I'll make sure there's nobody in arts. Nobody playing there. No one's going to come around the corner. Don't think so. Let's push in. Now, one thing I could do is immediately check there to make sure there's nobody who's rotated into there. But the trouble is, there is an angle up here, which a shotgun player like a Smoke or a Mute or a Warden could use up here. So basically, you make a hole there, and then you can shoot people who are coming main entrance. So you can do a quick check up, make sure there's nobody playing there. If there is somebody playing there, you just back out and hope you don't die. Face checking vertical angles is, you know, just a nightmare in itself. Face checking any of these angles is a nightmare, and this is why I wouldn't recommend pushing it unless you're droning and you've got decent up-to-date information. Right, next I've checked library, I've checked arts, and I've checked the corridor. Nobody in the corridor to push me. Okay, now I can push up the main stairs. So how did I apply this in my game? My exposure to angles, I've been thinking about my positioning a lot more. As for my poor flicking, I've been using an aim trainer called AimLab. It's free on Steam, and I'm finding that pretty good. I'm playing a lot of Spider Shot and Grid Shot. It's early days, but I think it's definitely improved my aim in the short amount of time I've been using it. So how did I do? Let's see. After applying these minor changes in my gameplay, I've reached a rank of Silver 5, which is definitely much better than Copper. I have proceeded to slip back into my old ways a little bit, and I fell back into Bronze 2. But I'm definitely better off than I was. So this climb took me an evening, maybe a bit longer. And that was about sort of 3-4 hours tops of gameplay. And it only took me that long because I played almost 70 games and gaining about 40 MMR-ish, about a win. And honestly, if your gun skill is anything more than half decent, you'll fly through sort of copper, bronze, even silver. When I first heard Braxton say that if you're anywhere lower than gold, your gun skill is bad, I thought he was being a little bit harsh. But honestly, it couldn't be more true. My gun skill is atrocious, and I've got a long way to go before I'm half as good as any sort of gold plat player. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from my terrible gameplay. So I'm setting myself a goal to be at least a gold by the end of the season. So it's going to be a grind, because, like I said, I've played, I think, as it stands, about 100 games of rank now. And there's going to be a lot of setbacks. But you know what? I'm looking forward to it.